Cool. So yes, we were learning about this polarization. So what we learned in it, there are several cases in it. Polarization, right? Then depolarization, repolarization, hyperpolarization. What we are learning here is that what is polarization. One by one, we will see all of them. Okay. So we are learning the mechanism of nerve impulse generation and nerve impulse conduction, how it is getting generated and how it is conducted along the axon membrane. Okay. So polarization, depolarization, repolarization, hyperpolarization. First case, polarization. This is the case when the membrane is already polarized. This is the case when your membrane is already polarized. Polarized means this. Polarized means your membrane already has outside positive and inside negative. There is some charge already. Okay, that is the meaning of polarized. There is some charge already outside positive and inside negative. That is the meaning of polarized. Coming to the depolarization. What is depolarization? Just reversal of this charges. Outside you are getting positive. If it becomes negative, if outside becomes negative and inside becomes positive, so reversal of charge has happened. This is your depolarization. Cool. Now what is repolarization? When the charges come back, when again you get positive outside and negative inside, that is repolarization. The membrane is again coming back to the same state. The membrane is again coming back to the same state. That is your repolarization. Got the concept? Now see what all things we have to learn. During the polarized state, membrane is permeable to potassium and nearly impermeable to sodium. Cool. Second, it is impermeable to negatively charged proteins present in the exoplasm. So from exoplasm, inside the axon, it will not go to the outside part. Okay. Third thing is sodium-potassium pump. Sodium-potassium pump works during the polarized state. So this pump pumps 3 sodium out and brings 2 potassium inside. Since it is a pump, it requires energy. Now coming to channel. Channel never requires energy. What did I write? No, right? Channels never require energy. So channels might be open, right? Channels always, it will be open. Channel will always be open, right? It will always be open, but it depends. It depends that concentration gradient is there or not. If concentration gradient is there, then the ions will start moving. It does not require anything. If it is a channel, if concentration gradient is there, it will move. The ions will move. Coming to voltage gated sodium channel, it opens only when there is a particular voltage. For example, it requires minus 60 millivolt. Okay, voltage gated sodium channel requires what? At least minus 60 millivolt to get open. Cool. So our resting membrane potential is minus 70 millivolt. That is why always this will not be open. I told you the channel over here, membrane is impermeable to sodium. That is why what happens? During the polarized state, sodium does not come inside. Okay, channels are open all the time, but here the case is what? It is impermeable to sodium. It is impermeable to sodium. That is why sodium cannot come inside, but potassium can go outside. So that way you can learn. I have written here that channels are open, but since membrane is impermeable to sodium, it will not allow the sodium entry. Okay, so to understand it properly, to not have confusion, you can understand that it is not working. Okay, why it is not working? Because membrane is impermeable to sodium. That is why sodium is not going inside. Okay. Voltage gated potassium channel. Voltage gated potassium channel will also not work because it requires a particular voltage, right? One more you can add here. Potassium channel. We have seen that potassium membrane is permeable, right? During the resting time, during the polarized state, membrane is permeable to potassium. So obviously potassium will go outside. Potassium will go outside. Got it? Sodium channel is not operating because membrane is impermeable to sodium. So what is the solution? What the solution they found out? They found out the pump. Through pump, they were taking out the sodium. Okay. So overall, if you see, potassium is going out, positive charge. Sodium is going out, positive charge, right? What is coming in? Potassium is coming in, and that too only 2 potassium is coming in. So less positive charge. Less positive charge. Plus, along with this less positive charge, you have negative proteins. You have negative proteins inside the axon membrane, right? So this negative protein plus less positive charge overall gives you what? Negative charge inside and positive charge outside. Did you get it now? This is the polarized state. When you calculate the value, what is the difference? How much negative charges are here inside? If you compare this side and this side you have 70 millivolt more negative charges than this side. Let me come back and then see you are understanding or not. Are you understanding? All of you have got it? Reply quickly. Yes? Okay. So if you have understood this, rest of the things you will understand quickly. Okay. This was the thing. So what we learned? We learned that we have channels, right? We have channels. Channels are of 2 types or not? Sodium channel, potassium channel. This sodium channel is not working in polarized state because membrane is impermeable to sodium. But potassium channel is working. So yeah, so membrane is permeable to potassium. So we have learnt about channels. Then second thing is what? Voltage gated channel. The same, the same thing you are going to learn when you go to MBBS college. Same thing you will be learning. Nothing new you will be learning. Voltage gated channel. If you understand this, there also you will find it very easy to understand. So voltage gated channel, we learned again sodium and for potassium, right? So this will operate only when you have particular voltage. Only when there is particular voltage, it will open. So voltage gated sodium channel will open at what value, do you know? At which value? At which value voltage gated sodium channel will open? Around minus 60 millivolt. Okay, minus 55, minus 60 millivolt. What about potassium? When will this open? When will this open? It will open in plus 10 to plus millivolt. Okay, I am writing the maximum value here. Plus 30 millivolt. Got it? So at plus 30 millivolt, voltage gated potassium channel will open. When you can see minus 70 here. When this becomes minus 60, your voltage gated sodium channel will open. Cool. When this becomes positive, how much positive? Plus 30 millivolt. Then your voltage gated potassium channel will open. Cool. We will see that when these conditions are going to come. Okay, we will be seeing when these conditions are going to come. Cool. Third thing what we came across, sodium potassium pump. Sodium potassium pump. Only these 3 things. See, now it has become simple, no? Only 3 things, right? This you should keep in mind. All right. Cool. So in polarized state, what is happening? You got it? Since membrane is permeable to potassium, what happens? Only potassium goes out. Membrane is impermeable to sodium. That is why we need pump to pump 3 sodium outside and 2 potassium inside. Voltage get it, they are closed because that voltage is not there. It is minus 70 millivolt. Clear? And due to this, what happens? Inside you get negative charge and outside the membrane you get positive charge. If you calculate the value using galvanometer across the membrane, the value is minus 70 millivolt. And this voltage, this potential difference across the membrane during the polarized state is called as, yes, it is called as resting membrane potential. This is called as resting membrane potential. Got it? Resting membrane potential, minus 70 millivolt. The potential which you get when the membrane is at resting stage. The potential which you get, the potential difference which you get across the membrane, when the membrane is at resting stage, which is minus 70 millivolt, that is called as resting membrane potential. And it is nothing but polarization, because your membrane is polarized, outside positive, inside negative. All of you have got it? Reply fast. All of you have got it? Yes? Okay. Cool. Yes? Oh, perfect. Okay. Now coming to the next step. What is the next step? Next step is depolarization. Next step is depolarization. Now you will answer the questions which I am going to ask. Cool? So what is the second thing? Second step is depolarization. You know what is it, right? The polarity will change. The polarity will reverse. The polarity will reverse. Outside will become negative and inside will become positive. But how? How it is going to take place? Yes? So how it is going to take place? Let's say here I have the membrane. So when this starts to happen? When there is a stimulus. When there is a stimulus. When there was no stimulus, your membrane was resting. When there was no stimulus, your membrane was resting. Now, whenever there is a stimulus, what happens, you will see. What all changes happen, that we will see. The first change is what? Membrane become permeable to sodium. Membrane become permeable to sodium. Membrane become permeable to sodium. Remember, in polarization, what we had seen? That was permeable to potassium. Now it is permeable to sodium. Cool? So as soon as the stimulus comes, as soon as the dendrite receives the impulse, what is the most sensitive structure? Remember? Most sensitive structure, axon hillock. Yesterday we learned, right? And this axon hillock is most sensitive because it accumulates abundant amount of sodium, right? So when the stimulus arrives through dendrites, it will arrive to the cell body. Then it will reach to the axon hillock. When it reaches to axon hillock, membrane becomes permeable to sodium. Membrane becomes permeable to sodium. What will happen then? You saw that sodium channel was not functioning. Now what will happen? It became permeable. So sodium channel will open. Sodium channel will open. Sodium channel. So sodium will start coming inside. Sodium will start coming inside. Sodium will start coming inside, which means which charge is coming inside, children? Positive is coming inside. Now what will happen to the pump? Your sodium potassium pump is closed. It is closed. It is not working. Cool? What happens to voltage gated sodium channel? Voltage gated sodium channel. Voltage gated sodium channel will open only when the potential is minus 60 to minus 55 millivolt, in this range. Okay, so let's say what is happening here. Positive charge is coming inside. Membrane became permeable to sodium, and reverse case is what? Impermeable to potassium. Means potassium is not going outside, right? Potassium is not going outside. What is happening? Only positive charge is coming inside. So what will happen? Tell me. Before it was minus 70 inside. I am bringing positive inside. I am bringing positive inside. So this value will reduce or not? It will become less negative. It may become minus 60, minus 55, right? Getting what I am saying? Yes? Yeah. So let me tell you what all things happen. Again, sodium. For sodium, the membrane becomes permeable and impermeable for potassium. Second, sodium potassium pump is not working, closed. Voltage gated sodium channel will open at what voltage? At what voltage? Minus 60 to minus 55. So let's say that it has reached from minus 70, it has reached to minus 60 millivolt. Now this is the voltage at which your voltage gated sodium channel is going to open, and more sodium will start coming in. More and more sodium will start coming in, because we know, right, outside sodium is more. Remember it? In polarization, we saw that outside sodium is more. So voltage gated sodium has opened now. Now this sodium will start coming in. Tell me, what is going to happen to this voltage now? Minus 60. More positives are coming in. It will become minus 50, minus 40, minus 30, 0, 10, 20, 30. It will start coming to positive value or not? It will start coming to the positive value. So finally, it will give you what? It will give you the reversal of charges. Inside you will get positive and outside you will get negative. Got it? And this is your depolarization. This is depolarization. And it can go up to what value? Plus 10 millivolt to plus 30 millivolt. It can go from plus 10 to plus 30 millivolt. And this is called as action potential. This is called as action potential. Remember, this term is mentioned in the textbook. What is action potential? So, the potential which develops when the membrane is depolarized. The maximum potential which develops when the membrane is in depolarized state, and that is your plus 10 to plus 10 to plus 30 millivolt. Because why plus 30 is maximum value? Because this is the voltage to open the potassium channel. Now when the potassium channel will open, what will happen? Potassium will start going out. See, potassium starts going out, positive charge going out. So again plus 30 will start to go to less positive charge, and finally it will become negative. Cool. So that we are going to see, and that is repolarization. So let me again revise it. Depolarization is when the stimulus comes. Polarization was when there was no stimulus. When stimulus comes, membrane become permeable to sodium, impermeable to potassium. Sodium potassium pump closes. Voltage gated sodium channel will open from minus 60 to minus 55 millivolt. So this voltage can be called as threshold voltage. This can be called as threshold voltage, because until and unless you get this voltage, you are not going to get the impulse. You're not going to get depolarization. That is why this voltage is called as threshold voltage. This is the minimum voltage. This is the minimum voltage required to open the voltage gated sodium channel. Only when it opens, the membrane will get depolarized, and then only you will get action potential. Right? Yes? So action potential, negative charges start moving towards positive charge, and it can go up to plus 30 millivolt, which is your action potential. Membrane becomes positive inside and negative outside, and this is your depolarization. Everyone got it? Yeah? Okay. Yes. So let me just come back and see your understanding or not. Are you understanding? Yes? Okay. I am repeating it 100 times. Right? Going very slow. I want all of you to understand this. Okay? It is very important. Cool. So threshold is your minimum voltage. Threshold is the minimum voltage which is required to open the voltage gated sodium channel. If this does not come, if this is not there, your voltage gated sodium channel will not open, which means inside positive charge will not come. So if inside positive charge will not come, membrane will never become depolarized. No. You require more positive inside, then only it will become positive inside. That is your threshold voltage. Cool? Now let's say we had learned this term, hypopolarization. Between polarization and depolarization, I wrote the term hypopolarization. Can someone think what can be hypopolarization? Any stimulus has arrived to the dendrite. Cool? That stimulus did what? Opened the sodium channel. Started to make inner side positive. But it could not reach from minus 70 to minus 60. If the potential could not reach from minus 70 to 60, what will that be? Gate will not be open, voltage gated gate. So again, what will happen? In between, the membrane will be what? Hypopolarized. You will not feel anything because it will not create depolarization. Sometimes it happens, no? Sometimes it happens, something happens around you and you don't realize it also, right? Something happens around you, you don't realize it because stimulus goes, but the stimulus does not create this value. So if this value is not coming, threshold is not coming, you will not feel that. Only when this voltage is created, you will start feeling things and you will start responding to things. Got it? So any value which is less than minus 60, any value which is less than minus 60 and greater than minus 70. Cool, minus 70 to minus 60 millivolt. That time the membrane is hypopolarized. Means the stimulus was not that strong to create the threshold value. Got it? Yes? Now potential is what? Tell me. Plus 30 millivolt. Plus 30 millivolts. And this is the potential. This is the potential to open what? This is the potential to open voltage gated potassium channel. So what is going to happen? Potassium is going to come out. Potassium is going to come out. So what is going out? Potassium is going out or not? Potassium is going out means positive charge is going out. So if positive charge goes out, again you will get what? Inside negative and outside positive. All right. So what will open? Potassium channel will open. Voltage gated potassium channel will open. All right. Voltage gated will also, voltage gated as well as potassium channel, both will get open. All right. So again, when the membrane became like this, what is this? Repolarization. So if positive charges are going outside, obviously outside you will get positive and inside you will get negative, right? Yes, it might happen that sometimes more positive charges have gone outside. More positive charges have gone outside. So in repolarization, you should be getting minus 70 millivolt or not? Inside minus 70 millivolt. It might happen that more positive charges have gone outside. In that case, what will happen to this value? More positive going outside means comparatively more negative inside, if more positive going outside. So it might happen that the potential difference across the membrane is minus 80 millivolt. If that happens, minus 80 millivolt. If this happens, we will say the membrane got hyperpolarized. Membrane got hyperpolarized. Let me explain this with the help of a graph. You will understand it better. Okay. Let's say there is a stimulus. There is a stimulus. So what will happen? Let's say here it is minus 70 millivolt. Okay. So it will go towards positive value. Towards positive value. Right. Let's say it is minus 60 millivolt. Threshold value. Minus 60 to minus 55. Let's say stimulus is going towards positive. But it could not reach minus 60. It will come down again to resting. Right. Let's say there was a stimulus which could reach here. So it will go up till where? It can go till plus 30 millivolt, right? Yes. Again, potassium channel will open. What will happen? It will start coming towards what? Negative. It might happen that it was 70. It might happen that it comes more negative. Let's say it is minus 80. Okay. So see what all these things are. This is hyperpolarization or not? Stimulus could reach only till here. It could not reach the threshold. That is why membrane is hyperpolarized. It will come back to normal. Now again there was a stimulus which could reach threshold. So voltage gated sodium channel got opened. Due to that, depolarization will take place. Depolarization will give you action potential. Value is maximum plus 30 millivolt. Now after that, voltage gated potassium channel will open. Positive charges will start going outside the axon membrane. So what happens? Repolarization. And it might happen that more positive charges have gone out. So the membrane become more negative. And that is hyperpolarized. Got it? So this is your hypo, right? This is your minus 70 millivolt is resting membrane potential, or you can say polarized. Membrane is polarized, right? Now, this is your threshold. After threshold, what is happening here? Depolarization. What is this? Action potential plus 30 millivolt comes down. What is this happening? Repolarization, right? Yes. Then the final one, membrane getting from here to here. What is this? Hyperpolarized. Got it? Yes. So coming back, and let me see your understanding or not. Yes, has everyone got it? Yes? Cool. So that is your nerve impulse conduction and generation. Some of you want me to explain hyperpolarized state. See, what is happening? Positive charges are going outside. It might happen that more positive charges went outside. Due to that, instead of minus 70, what happened? It became minus 80 millivolt. More positive went outside. That is your hyperpolarized state, right? And some of you are asking that how it is coming back to resting again. So, how it will come back to resting again? Sodium potassium pump will open. Again, sodium will go outside, potassium will come inside, right? Sodium potassium pump is going to open. It will become impermeable to sodium ion. It will become permeable to potassium ion. And again, the membrane will come back to minus 70 millivolt. Got it now? Yes, I'll just check if you have got it now. Everyone got it? Yes? All of you have understood it? Perfectly you have understood? Yes? Okay. So that is your nerve impulse generation and conduction. Cool. I hope any question which comes from this topic, you do it right. You don't do any negative in this. You will not do, right? Yes? All right. Perfect. So that is your impulse generation and conduction. Now I want you to make this chart as a homework. Okay, your homework goes like this. Whatever you learned now, based on that, there is a homework. You need to write here process. First column, write process. Polarization, first step. Second step is what? Depolarization. Hypo and hyper, they come in the process, right? Major steps are polarization, depolarization, and repolarization. First column. Second column, you should write key what happens to sodium potassium pump. Is it open, closed? That you should write in the second column. Okay. Yes. Coming to this passive diffusion, or let us talk about this sodium voltage gated channel. We can talk because channels will always be open, right? Channel will always be open. So voltage gated sodium channel. What is that, open or closed? In the third column. In the third column, voltage gated sodium. Fourth column, voltage gated potassium channel. Okay, is it open or closed? Fifth column, you can write the value of potential across the membrane. Value of potential across the membrane. For example, in polarization, it is minus 70, right? Millivolt. Similarly, you need to write all. And one more column you need to add. One more column. In that, you need to write what is the charge? What is the charge inside the axon? What is the charge inside the axon? For example, in polarization, inside the axon, charge is negative, right? This is the fifth one. For better understanding, you can understand this also. What happens to sodium channel? Or you will get confused if you learn this. You just learn till here. You just know in the channel that channels are always open, right? Because they always follow concentration gradient. So when it is in polarized state, it is impermeable to sodium. That means only potassium channel is working. Cool. When it is in depolarized state, since it becomes permeable to sodium and impermeable to potassium. So potassium channel won't work, but sodium channel will work. Cool. This is how you can understand. So this is your homework. Can I expect that everyone will do this? If you do this, you will understand everything. If you can do it successfully without any error, means you have understood all the concepts. Cool. So that's the homework you need to do. Moving forward, can we? Yes? All right. Now there are concepts which are very, very easy. Synapse, Okay, there is another term, synapses. You should know the difference between them. Some students of mine, they have done this mistake earlier, right? Synapses means what? In cell cycle, you must have learned. It is pairing of homologous chromosome, right? It is pairing of homologous chromosome. But synapse is what? Junction. Synapse is junction of presynaptic membrane. If gap is present, then the gap will also come, and postsynaptic membrane, right? Presynaptic membrane, postsynaptic membrane, and if there is a gap, that gap will also come in the synapse. Got the difference between these two, synapses and synapse? Okay. So synapses is pairing of homologous chromosomes, and synapse is junction. Presynaptic membrane, postsynaptic membrane, and the gap. This gap is called as cleft. This gap is called as cleft. Synaptic cleft. Presynaptic membrane. What is the meaning of presynaptic membrane? Pre means before, right? Pre means before. So before, this is the neuron ending. So what are you going to get here? Neuron ending means what is this? Axon ending, right? Neuron ending means axon ending. You will get synaptic knob, right? You will get synaptic knob. What about post? What will you get here in the postsynaptic membrane? Think. What is that which receives the stimulus? Is it axon or dendrites? Awesome. It is what? Dendrites. So dendrites will be receiving. So in the postsynaptic membrane, what is present here? In the next neuron, you are going to have dendrites. In the next neuron, you are going to have dendrites to receive the impulses. Okay, receptors will be present and that will receive the impulse from the axon ending. Cool. So presynaptic membrane, what is there? Axon ending, synaptic knob. In postsynaptic membrane, what is present? Dendrites of the neuron. What is present? Dendrites of the neuron. Got it? That is your synapse. Synapses is your pairing of homologous chromosome. Everyone has got it? Yes? Now we have two types of potential. The information which is coming from the axon for the next neuron can be of two types. It can either stimulate this neuron or it can inhibit this neuron. All right. So based on that, you have it of two types. What are they? Excitatory. Excitatory, postsynaptic potential, and inhibitory postsynaptic potential. Got it? So excitatory means it is going to excite the postsynaptic membrane. It is the impulses which are coming from the previous neuron will excite the next neuron. So excitatory postsynaptic potential. Next is impulses coming from here. If it inhibits the next neuron, if it does not create any action potential, it is inhibitory postsynaptic potential. Got it? Yes. The most common excitatory postsynaptic potential is acetylcholine. The most common inhibitory postsynaptic chemical is the chemical which causes inhibition, GABA. This is the most common one. What is the full form of GABA? What is the full form? Gamma amino butyric acid. Next homework. Take it down. Next homework. You need to find out other neurotransmitters which have inhibitory nature. Neurotransmitters which have inhibitory nature. Other neurotransmitters. One I have given you, GABA. Tomorrow you should find out other neurotransmitters which have inhibitory effect in the postsynaptic membrane. One is GABA. All right? Yes? Can we do this? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That is excited synaptic potential and inhibitory postsynaptic potential. Cool? So quickly you can just make difference like this. EPSP. EPSP means excitatory postsynaptic potential. IPSP, inhibitory postsynaptic potential. Right? You can write the difference between them. Excitatory, what should be the value? Okay, you will not get this, I think, now. This I'm going to continue tomorrow. Okay, excitatory and inhibitory. But you should think that what should be the value? What should be the value of potential? What will be the value of potential to stimulate the another neuron? Think. What should be the value? What should be the value to stimulate the other neuron? What should be the value of potential to stimulate the other neuron? Value of potential. It should be threshold or not? Yes, awesome, Tanmay. It should be minus 60 millivolt at least. Then only the next will be depolarized, right? For inhibitory, think. For inhibitory, yeah, minus 80, awesome. So minus 80 is hyperpolarized state, right? If it comes to minus 80, there is no chance that the membrane will get stimulated, right? Yes, awesome. So you all have got it. Whatever we learned today, did you all get it? Did you all get it? Yes, perfect. Awesome. Cool. So in tomorrow's class, what all things we are going to learn? First, we will continue with the homework. This EPSP, IPSP. Then what we will learn? There are two types of synapse. Electrical synapse and chemical synapse. This we are going to, this is very easy, but we are going to learn. All right. So you can do these three things as homework. Second thing, this is the third thing. And first thing was to make that table, to complete that table. Cool. These are the three things. So tomorrow we will continue from the homework and we will start off with something which requires a lot of attention and focus. Central nervous system, your brain. Okay, we will learn tomorrow brain. We will start with the topic brain. Cool. So we have learned what in today's class? The major things which we learned in today's class was what? Impulse generation and conduction. Right? Other things? If you understood that, other things you can correlate and you can get all these things, right? If you can correlate the concept, you will get this. All right then? Yes? Cool then. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. All right. Okay then, bye-bye. Take care. Yes, good night. See you tomorrow.